on Instagram for the stream, I asked you, I asked people to send in questions. I only got one this time around that I noticed, and it's kind of difficult for me to actually see it now. But it was to do with um, basically Tonewood, picking wood based on tone and what kind of tone you should look for. I could get into a whole. Tonewood is one of those heated discussions on the internet, and I am this year gonna tackle it from my own perspective because I have the production builds that are coming up. They're all spec'd relatively the same. They are all woods that are chopped down around the same period. Some of them are from the same planks of wood, and all the ebony, so the fretboards are from the same plank of wood. The necks are from the same plank of wood. The bodies, there's two. There's ash and then there's alder. So the difference in that. The shapes, so there's an ash icarus, alder icarus, then an ash daedalus, and an alder daedalus. Alder daedalus. All of them have walnut necks, all of them have ebony fretboards. The only thing that changes with them is variations in the wood and basically body shape. I'm going to buy one set of hardware. So only one bridge, only one set of tuners. Of course, there's two different headstock shapes, so I'll need to buy two, so 6 in a line and 3 aside. But be that as it may, they're going to be built at the same time. They've been cut down at the same time. The only thing that's going to change about them is a couple of different woods and body shape. So I am going to try and see what happens when during the same day, playing the same riffs, I have 4 different guitars with the same hardware. So basically, I'm going to assemble the entire guitar with the hardware, string it up, intonate it, tune it, play the riffs, take the same strings, put those on the next guitar, put the same hardware from the previous guitar, and same pickups. So nothing changes. You're not getting differences in 2 sets of pickups that might be the same brand and the same make, but there's always differences in those. I'm going to keep everything the same. The only thing that's going to change is the guitar. So I'm going to see if there's going to be some change in the tone. I have a feeling there will be. And that was a very long route to take in order to get back to the question, which was, what tones should I look for? And honestly, it's more a matter of a combination of things. Technically, what you want is your neck and fretboard material to be somewhat dense materials because they need to last. They are the things that have the most tension put onto them, and they need to be durable. So basically, the body could be made out of anything at all, and the tones will change accordingly. You need to find a good balance and a good mixture of things, and I am a believer in Tonewood. And I'm not going to really get into the discussion until I can do my tests later on this year. I'm looking forward to that. But technically, the hypothetical is that dense woods, like for instance maple, ebony, stuff like this, they have a very bright tone because they have a very dense grain structure to them. Meanwhile, more porous materials and more lighter materials, like for instance pine, because I have the pine guitar, pine, alder, birch, ash, they should have, well, maybe not ash, but lighter, less dense, and more open grained stuff should sound a little warmer in comparison. So mahogany as well, counted into that. And basically balancing out things. I've always thought that the whole mahogany body, maple top, maple neck sounds a bit boring. Everybody does it, so I try and aim to do different stuff. So that's why, well, I mean, of course I have traditional materials, but my necks for now, all these necks that I have in progress currently, they're walnut necks because I like the look of them, and they are fairly easy to get a hold of over in Finland, and I've tried to keep things as domestic as I can. Of course, there's no domestic ebony around, um, and like I have a Wenge neck, so there's no domestic Wenge, but I feel like I'm not making too much sense today. Uh, Point being is try to not think of what tones you're going to be getting from the woods that you use, because it's always a combination of things. How your neck is jointed, if it's a bolt-on neck, if it's a set neck, or if it's a neck through, those affect the tone. What electronics you have, those affect the tone. What frets you use, like what material frets you use, that affects the tone. What nut you have, is it plastic or is it bone or is it like a brass nut, that affects the tone. And then throw into the mixture all the combination of different woods that you might use. Those have an effect too. And it's very hard to say what you should go for. More what I tend to go for, instead of trying to hunt down a tone, I try and go for what makes sense for me personally. So that's why I use birch quite a bit, because it's readily available for me, and it looks nice. I love it, and it's easy to work with, and it's very close to alder, which is already something that people use on guitars because it's the same species, or same genus, same family. I can't remember. Alders and birches, they're in the same category of wood types. A very long-winded bit. See, I thought my issue was doing these on a Sunday or a Monday. No, it's just in general me trying to talk to myself on stream. See, this is all the stuff that gets cut out usually on my YouTube videos, because I can edit those. But main point being, see what you have readily available and choose your woods accordingly. So stronger, more durable woods for your fretboard and your neck, and then your body can be whatever you want. And as long as it isn't too heavy, you'll find a pretty good, comfortable balance between everything. Also, you don't want your body to be extremely light either, so nothing like balsa and then a heavy neck, because then you're gonna get a neck dive, and that's not comfortable to play either. Prototyping, seeing what works for you, and research, lots of research online. People are very helpful, and ask me again more specifically about things, and I'm pretty sure that I could come up with more stuff than the random thoughts and tangents that I am going through